I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin honey.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Robitussin, the only brand with real honey and elderberry.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. So creamy and delicious. Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
Okay, before we go, Magic Mike's Last Dance is available on demand right now and on Blu-ray April 18th.
Yes, and only we can take you behind the splash zone of Channing Tatum's most talked about Last Dance.
There is no exact science in water. If it's just a little bit of water, it's going to be more slippy.
In fact, the more water, the better the grip. Another secret? That scene was shot with no music, just movement. And the motivation? Channing Tatum's fight in the rain with Salma Hayek.
I was really surprised.
Happening now.
The families of the Robb Elementary victims are taking their fight to change gun laws to the Capitol itself. We're taking you inside as they meet with lawmakers coming up.
It's been 1 year since CPS rates went up. And guess what? There's another rate hike planned for next year. We tell you what we know so far.
And more warmth, at least for now. But our next cold front is just a few days away, and you're going to notice it in more ways than one. I'll be back to talk about temperatures and wind in just a bit. News at 5 starts right now.
60 rounds of gunfire. First at 5, a targeted drive-by shooting believed to result in one man's death this afternoon.
San Antonio police say another man is in the hospital following that long shooting on Burnett Street. That's not too far from the AT&T Center, and that's where John Paul Barajas is covering the story live at the scene on the east side. So, John Paul, what do we know so far about this?
Well, guys, right now the scene actually just wrapped up. They just cut down the caution tape, or the crime scene tape, I should say. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information on the motive, but Chief McManus says this was clearly a targeted drive-by. He says that, lots of bullets were fired. Right now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner is working to identify the man who was pronounced dead at the hospital. The second victim, he's still in the hospital. His condition unknown at this time. Police Chief William McManus tells us the two suspects were standing in front of this food mart, and that's when the suspect vehicle, a white sedan, pulled up and unloaded more than 60 shots by what they believed was a long gun, and then they took off. Right now, they don't know if there was one shooter or multiple, but here's what the chief had to say.
We're seeing a lot of violence around the city. I don't know there's any place that's immune from it. But as I've said before, that a lot of this, and there are exceptions, a lot of this is resulting from risky behavior.
As for the bullets flying around the neighborhood, the food mart did take a significant amount of damage, but it appears no bystanders or other property were hit throughout this shootout, or I guess I should say drive-by. The street here is now open as the investigation is wrapped up, but still lots of questions to be answered. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Let's go further north now. San Antonio police are looking for suspects connected to what's believed to be a home invasion. They say a man shot twice in the chest at an apartment complex off Jones-Maltzberger Road. According to an officer at the scene, the victim alert and conscious when taken by EMS. His wounds did not appear to be life-threatening.
Officers believe they saw the suspects leaving the scene, but they didn't chase after the vehicle. They also have a bag that a witness said was dropped by the suspects on their way out. The officer we spoke to said that it appears that it had drugs inside.
And today, the fight to change gun laws came front and center to the state capitol as part of what's being called a day of advocacy. The Coalition to Prevent Gun Violence held a rally in Austin.
Lee Waldman there live with some of the Robb Elementary families who were victims and survivors, but are also frustrated with the lack of change after 9 months. Lee?
Yeah, those families led the march through the streets of Austin today from a church to the steps of the Capitol. standing as one united family in grief. Today we heard chants to end gun violence and 21 for 21. This rally brought together lawmakers and advocates for gun violence prevention, as well as people whose lives have been devastated by gun violence. The work didn't stop outside. The families went to the offices of lawmakers, asking them face to face to support raising the age to buy assault-style weapons and increase background checks. Velma Duran lost her sister Irma Garcia and brother-in-law Joe to the shooting at Rob. She says her family is shattered and she's heartbroken. It's been over 9 months with no change.
I'm angry, I'm tired, and I'm really hurt that so many people are failing us day after day after day. The normalizing of this situation, of this epidemic of gun violence needs to stop.
Duran is a teacher herself and says on top of gun law changes, she would like to see changes made to make schools safer for herself and for her students. Now, some of the most powerful words that we heard today were spoken by the smallest of people. Coming up at 6 o'clock, you're going to hear from Caitlin Gonzalez. She's a survivor from Robb Elementary and is fighting for her friends that were killed. Live at the state capitol, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
We did email Governor Abbott's office asking for a statement on this rally yesterday, but we have not yet received a response. In the past, Abbott has said that raising the age to purchase a semi-automatic weapon is unconstitutional. Last October, his office stated that they are providing millions of dollars to make schools safer and to support mental health.
Tonight, we're learning the name of the man killed in a shooting at an apartment complex over the weekend. His name is Eddie Curse. He was 38 years old. San Antonio police say he was shot while trying to rob someone on Saturday. It happened last Saturday on Patricia Drive, not far from West Avenue and Blanco Road. That's on the north side. During the attempted robbery, both men fired shots. Curse died at the hospital. At last check, that victim was in serious condition.
Right now, San Antonio police searching for the driver who hit and killed a man late last night. That crash happened sometime around 9 on South General McMullen. That is near Castroville Road and San Fernando Cemetery on the west side.
Officers say a man in his 40s or 50s hit by a white car that drove off after that crash. He died at the scene. We are working to learn his name.
First, a report of a shooting, then a suspicious fire. Now there's an investigation as to how a 54-year-old man really died this morning, and we're working to learn that man's name as well. It started around 4 in the morning when a neighbor reported hearing gunshots, then a car speeding out of an apartment complex. This is along Barrington Street, not too far from Starcrest and Loop 410. Officers arrived to find smoke coming from one apartment they called SAFD, and once the smoke cleared, though, they found the man's body was inside with multiple gunshot wounds. No one has been arrested. It has been just shy of a year since CPS Energy raised its base rate. So are you ready for another one?
Yeah, the utility's still forecasting the need for yet another hike, but Garrett Berger tells us we still don't know just how much.
Next year.
Oh my God.
It's not news any CPS Energy customer wants to hear.
Not happy about it. I think it's unfortunate.
The utility isn't planning any new rate increases for the fiscal year it just started in February.
The year we're just starting as a bridge year to additional funding.
The 3.85% increase to the base rate that took effect last March was the first rate hike in 8 years. At the same time, the utility also increased the fuel adjustment charge to recover costs from the 2021 February freeze. But even a year ago, the plan had been to have further rate hikes in 2024 and 2026. The placeholder figure for the increases that officials used at the time was 5.5%. Though the chief financial officer of CPS wouldn't get into how close that could be to reality.
We are having our team spend this spring and summer redoing the forecast, and we'll come back with a sharper estimate.
Last year's hike was sold as being needed for infrastructure, staffing, and technology needs. Paczynski says it will be similar issues this time around.
I mean, we're in a high investment era, both because we're in a transitional space in terms of technology from a generation perspective, and because our city continues to grow. And that's just not new growth. That's about infrastructure and maintenance and repairing a lot of the older equipment we have.
While customers worry about how they'll pay.
Probably have to pick up an extra job or something.
Now, the city of CPS Energy is also dealing with a huge number of unpaid bills, $196 million that they're still trying to collect. Now, it's not clear yet whether or not this will play a role in how the rate hike is determined. Live at CPS Energy headquarters, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. We're going to stick with your money. Some Americans rallying outside the Supreme Court today demanding that justices not strike down President Biden's promise to erase $500 billion in student loan debt. At the heart of today's hearing, 2 legal challenges from 2 borrowers in 6 states who argue the plan to use tax dollars to pay off the debts is an abuse of presidential power and that it'll harm states that benefited from the interest on the loans financially. The counter argument is the HEROES Act, which allows the president to waive or modify federal student loan payments following emergencies, such as the pandemic make it possible. We probably will not see a decision from the court until late May.
It shouldn't be done. We're counting on the Supreme Court to rule the right way.
Listen to the needs of millions of struggling people. People who want a middle-class life but are buried in debt. Do the right thing.
This program would cancel as much as $20,000 in federal student loan debt for qualified borrowers. A decision is due this summer, with federal loan repayments set to restart either 60 days after the court's decision or 60 days after June 30th.
Take a live look outside with TransGuide right now. This is I-10 and Callahan. It's towards downtown, as you can see. That's actually the exit ramp to get onto Loop 410. And it looks like there's an accident there that is slowing things down, especially on that ramp, but it's slow there anyway. And this is I-10 and Proban a little further east. And again, it looks as if there's some sort of breakdown this time off to the right side. That's kind of squishing everybody from 4 lanes down to maybe 4.5. So be wary out there.
Another warm day today, not quite as warm as yesterday, but we were still a good 14 degrees above average with a high temperature of 84 officially at the airport. Hey, check out Warren's backyard in Del Rio, 89 degrees, 87 in Floresville, 82 Leon Springs, 86 Lavernia. For the most part, we're in the mid 80s. And as we go through the evening, just gradually falling off, 75 at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're down to 71 degrees. And then by midnight and especially thereafter, we'll likely have some fog developing. You'll notice some mugginess and humidity thickening later on this evening and tonight. And we will have a few more warm days ahead of us until our next cold front arrives. And you're going to notice that cold front in more ways than one. We're going to time it out for you and even give you the rain chances in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Attention to all you TikTok users. The United States reconsidering whether the popular social media app should be banned. We're going to tell you more about that when we come back.
Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom with a look at what's ahead today on the news at 6 o'clock. New details revealed in the trial of a man accused of a murder in a motel parking lot. What a detective says the victim was doing right before he was shot. And jobs and school closures could be on the line in South San Antonio ISD. It's because of a $12 million deficit. Tonight at 6, RJ Marquez explains those financial problems and some of the proposed solutions. Plus, you might think eating chicken is better for you than red meat, and a diet soda is better than regular soda, right? Well, what you might not know about the so-called better-for-you foods that you might be eating. All that and more today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. Well, it's popular among teens and adults alike. TikTok has quickly become one of the most popular social media apps out there.
But now there's a possibility it could be banned. As Cole Higgins reports, a bill is up for a vote. The outcome could mean changes in store for millions of TikTok users.
The powerful House Foreign Affairs Committee holding a hearing on the threat from China to national security.
We are living through one of the most dangerous periods in American foreign policy in a generation.
The committee is also set to vote on a bill that would empower the Biden administration to impose a nationwide ban on the Chinese-owned social media app TikTok if the White House determines TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance, knowingly transferred TikTok's user data to any foreign person working for or under the influence of the Chinese government. Sanctions would be required if the Biden administration determines the companies helped the Chinese government engage in surveillance, hacking, and censorship or intelligence gathering, among other things.
I don't have TikTok on my phone. I think there is strong evidence that TikTok is working with the CCP and sharing that data.
TikTok says, quote, it would be unfortunate to censor millions of Americans and do so based not on actual intelligence, but on a basic misunderstanding of our corporate structure. Already, though, the White House telling federal agencies they have 30 days to remove TikTok from all government-issued devices. A Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson saying, quote, I can't believe that the United States, as the world's #1 superpower, is so afraid of a mobile phone application popular among young people. This shows a lack of confidence. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Looking outside with live cam, turned out to be a really pretty day. I imagine a few folks took part in, don't they still have free museum entrance on Tuesday?
And I'm actually seeing, you've got the San Antonio Museum of Art.
Looks
You've
like
got
a lot
the
of people are
Riverwalk
there.
back there. Just beautiful. The museum reach 83 on the last day of winter. Meteorological winter.
Yeah.
Yes. Meteorological spring starts tomorrow. That's when we turn the calendar, and it's going to be a warm one. Actually, I do think our first 90-degree day this year is likely tomorrow. We've hit 89. We've been close this February, but likely to actually hit 90 tomorrow and even on into Thursday. But then from Thursday into Friday, about a 20-degree temperature drop. So get ready for that with a cold front and becoming very windy with this pending cold front. We're going to get to the wind in a moment. Let's talk rain chances, because I wish I had better news, but I have some slightly good news that we raised that rain chance from 10% to 20%. I know it's nothing drastic, but at least it's better than eliminating it, right? Here's a look at our weather pattern right now, and particularly, I want to start with our satellite imagery. We've got these nice high thin clouds streaming overhead, and I do think this is going to set the stage for a beautiful sunset for a good portion of our area. So 6:32 p.m. is sunset, and between about 6:30 and 6:50 is probably when we should get some of the best color bouncing off the base of those high clouds. So go outside, venture out before 7 o'clock, between 6:30 and 7, and snap a photo, upload it to KSAT Connect on our Weather Authority app if you get a good shot. We'd love to share that with the rest of our KSAT community. So there are those clouds coming in off the Pacific, just the high, thin clouds right now. Overall, there is activity out there. It's in the northern tier of the U.S. and especially in the western United States. Again, big system that's still churning its way onshore. Widespread moisture with this. Blue indicating higher elevation snow, green indicating the rainfall. This is our next system. This is dropping southward slowly, but it's going to work its way toward us, dumping snow across the Rockies, even down into Arizona and New Mexico. And then for us, it's going to help swing a cold front through our neck of the woods. Most of the energy with this is going to be east and north of us. We're talking East Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and other plain states as you head to the north and east. Here's a closer look at our futurecasts, and I do think it's a little aggressive here, but it is indicating a narrow window of opportunity Thursday afternoon between about 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. where we could have a few little showers pop up, even a quick thunderstorm. If we do get a thunderstorm, it would have the possibility of becoming severe, particularly east of San Antonio. And east of San Antonio, Gonzales, Karnes, DeWitt, Lavaca counties, Victoria, Goliad, you've got better odds of rain than those of us here in San Antonio and westward. So slightly higher odds as you go east of town, as we'll have better conditions there to generate some of those showers and storms. And again, the off chance of a severe storm, especially east of town, Thursday afternoon and early evening. Here's going to be this will be the main headline, though, I think, with this cold front, the wind. As soon as 6-7 p.m., you're going to notice those winds really picking up on Thursday. Again, not tomorrow, but Thursday. And we could easily see some wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour. We're talking non-thunderstorm wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour for just a span of about 6 hours, Thursday evening on into Thursday night. There is that potential. Our futurecast is showing that. Devine, Hondo, Tarpley gusting to 50 at 8 p.m. on Thursday, maybe even a 60 mile per hour gust around Uvalde. So that's something to watch and something to be prepared for Thursday evening all the way through Thursday night. Let's talk temps. 83 right now across the state, many 80s, but check out Laredo right now, 96 degrees. Hondo 85, 84 Port SA. Tomorrow morning, we start the day mid-60s, 66 degrees with areas of fog, and then sunny and up near 90 by the afternoon. I do think it'll be our first 90-degree day, but that means 92 Devine and Pleasanton, and for the most part, just right around 90, give or take a few degrees. Friday, though, we're down into the 70s for highs in this weekend. Beautiful, sunny 70s, low humidity.
Nice. Thank you so much, Adam.
All right, we talked about Clark and Wagner yesterday. Let's talk about Bernie today.
Yes, Bernie, Lady Greyhounds, 35-1, having a fantastic season, and they have advanced to the 4A state semifinals at the Alamo Dome coming up. We're going to check in with the Greyhounds as they get set for the big stage. And in the NBA, Keldon Johnson said he wasn't feeling all that great Saturday night in the Spurs' most recent loss. Coming up.
Having the crowd noise in practice, they get mad. We can talk about it. You know, things happen and they can't hear. They run the wrong play because they can't hear, and we can talk about it, and we're able to work through all the kind of negatives that go along with not being able to hear and kind of the adversity of that.
The Bernie girls basketball team is preparing for a loud environment in the Alamo Dome in big board sports. For the second time in the last 3 seasons, the Bernie girls basketball team has advanced the UIL Class 4A state semifinals. A year after a devastating loss to Fredericksburg, the Greyhounds returned to the regional final and defeated the Battling Billies for the 3rd time this season. Getting over that hump and earning a trip to the Alamo Dome means a lot to this team.
I thought about that the last 365 days, but it was just nice to know that we overcame that, and it was really hard, but we did it.
There was definitely some relief, just because, you know, they're a good team. They're a good team. We've played them 3 times, and not only are they a good team, but there's a lot of antics that go into the game, especially with the crowd and the rivalry and just outside stuff besides the game. And now we can really just play.
Having to play them 3 times in district, I mean, they're top 5 team in the state. That has really, I think, given us some tough games, some adversity that we've had to overcome as far as having to play through a tough crowd, having to play through a tough experience, and that'll help push us over the hump.
Bernie will play Sunnyvale in the state semifinals Friday at 3 p.m. The Spurs will close out the very, very, very long rodeo road trip tonight at the Utah Jazz. San Antonio is 0-8 on the trip, and they've lost 16 games in a row. Saturday night, the Jazz came back from a 14-point deficit to beat the Spurs 118-102 in Utah. Keldon Johnson, who is shouldering the blame for the team's third-quarter meltdown when they scored just 14 points, was feeling under the weather Saturday night.
I'll be back on Tuesday to be back out there to do my job the right way. And, you know, and lead my teammates. And, you know, that's what is expected of me. So, you know, it don't matter if I'm sick or not feeling well or not, my body hurting, it don't matter. This is my job, that's what I got to do. And when I go out there, I give 100%, it's no excuses.
Here is your matchup. Jazz and Spurs will tip tonight at 8.
Win or lose, they're going to be happy to be home.
They will indeed.
It seems like they've been gone forever.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
All right, check out the trend for our morning temperatures. Next few days, no jackets required. We're going to be in the mid-60s, foggy and humid. Friday morning, we're back down to 48, and this weekend, we've got mornings in the mid-40s, combined with highs in the upper 70s and low humidity this weekend with a lot of sunshine. Beautiful for outdoor activities. Otherwise, next few days, spring-like, right near 90.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.